Yo. Alright. Whew, back on it. Gave myself a bit of a frightful fit there a second ago. My lord. I thought that I was all hunky-dory set to go. And then my phone told me no. Well, you know how phones are. Whew. I had 37 minutes of recording time. I thought, why? And then I remembered, oh my gosh, I recorded 4 episodes yesterday. 3 solid ones and then a little outro one. My goodness. So, had to go delete all those. Whew. Before I continue on with that thought, though, I want to do 2 things. The first of which you know very well because I do it all the time because this is what we do. We running. We running. Hello, my friends. Oh, hello, my fellow travelers. My name is Run Man. I'm Run Man. I'm in a good mood right now. I'm Run Man. This is episode 22. This will be episode 22 of the pod, I believe. So, welcome to my Runcast. Oh, I just pulled the web out of my mouth. That's fine. Gotta love a little extra, I don't know, chitinous, silicate, spider leavings. I don't really know. Whew. Exactly what I just absorbed into my body through my mouth hole, but it was definitely something. Okay. Whew. Off to a strong start. Self-conscious, but also self-confident. How about that? Feeling good on a Tuesday, I'll tell you that much. I've been listening the heck out of some unusual music for me. I've got a flair, I've got a taste for ambient music, right? Not like nature sounds and stuff, but like, what's the word for it? Not lyricless. I like folk guitar, I like violins, I like pianos, I like electronica, I like jazz, particularly double bassy, dark, gloomy jazz. Oh my god, are you kidding me? So good. So good. I could listen to that for a long time. So I started my day with that today. I think I logged into YouTube and the first thing that came up when I went down the rabbit hole that I looked into was called Doom Jazz, I think. It's like a little black and white thumbnail. Doom Jazz. Nothing wrong with that. Whew. Okay. I don't know exactly which way we're going to go today. I don't have to know. One way or the other, we're going to make it happen. Now, that was fun. I ran down the jazz pipeline for a little bit, and then I switched things up. A little bit of, I don't know, Persian stringed instrument. The guy's name is Ozkur Baba. Check him out if you want to. Shout out. He does some good work. Some of the collabs he does are freaking crazy. I like that. I like the vibe. So that lasted a few minutes, and I was like, let's pivot a little bit. So I pivoted. And what was it that came up? Yvette something. Darn it. If I remember the people that I listened to and checked out, I will shout them out when I am able to. She played like a violin thing and did some singing. She was accompanied by a fellow who was doing really splendid guitar work. They just had such chemistry. It was great. And they were fast. And they were able to just... There were so many times when they went from being like frantic, really intense, fast, loud, hitting, wire bending, almost breaking sounds to like the quick drop off the cliff of, oh, now we're being really gentle and slow. Really cool stuff. Deceleration is a very dissonant and strange, like sudden deceleration of sound input can be really jarring. It can force you to pay attention. I do like being grabbed by music. I don't like being grabbed cheaply. You understand? I like for the people to earn it. So it makes me especially giddy to watch people perform who are masters at their craft. Because when they've got you by the earlobes, let's call them, you can tell they worked for it, and the payoff is right there. And you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is real. Man. So that was cool. And then it was on to a lady who was so good that I never do this, but I went on YouTube on my phone. I went from laptop to phone because I had things to do. I was like, nope, I'm not done with you yet. I gotta hear you in your 5 pianos while I'm in my car on the way to errands and stuff. Her name was Hania Ria, Hania, I think. Ria, Ria, Ria. Don't worry, my shout out game is going to be, slowly polished over time, just like all the other games. That's why we're here, remember? No difference between a shout out or a warm hug or a running podcast. It's just the packaging. It's all just tinsel. But I like my tinsel. Why else am I out here? You didn't think I was going to be here, did you? You thought it was going to be like, oh, hour 45, hour 50. Yesterday, Justin really did put in his time. He's going to hang up the hat for a day. No. I didn't get the call to take the day. I didn't receive the to chill. I was listening very hard. And there was a temptation to not listen at all and to simply default to a relaxation day. But I've had a couple of those this week. I mean, they haven't been relaxation days. I've been doing a lot of things. But, we were talking a lot about managing bandwidth. So this time, I spent a couple of days doing other things. And so, optimizing my showing up in the world. That's what was happening this week. This whole week. These last 7-10 days, something like that. But in terms of exercise, I chose to prioritize other outlets to my time. Today is more like yesterday, where we're doing it all. Although I can tell you two things that are far different from each other. One, I'm not going to be running that far today. I'm not feeling it. The call said get out, do a podcast, talk about a couple of basic points, and then haul it on back. So that's what we're gonna do on the ride on out today. Because I got things to do later. I gotta make that money. I made some money earlier. And in a moment, I'm gonna make some more money again. But first, one of two things has been stated. The second thing was this. Yes, I am running. Yes, I named the last chronicle of the last episode something like the surprise return of Blistercast. I believe I've made reference at least once to an episode being Blistercast. There was definitely a blister watch happening for a while where I was keeping you all up to date on the fissures and the aggravations and the craziness. And then I calloused over, and that was pretty cool. Although I still do have that main lateral line in my right foot pad. It's not that deep, it's just like there. It's my foot saying, okay, fine. You'd like to open and close right here a lot. Like thousands of times. When you're sweating, when you're not, fine. We'll break the skin a little bit for you. And then we'll armor it so it's not so raw that it opens up after a few thousand really sweaty steps. And to that I said thank you. And that's held. However, as I said, this is the return of Blistercast. I mentioned it just in passing in the title of the last chronicle of the last episode. I titled that episode when I threw my socks off and I noticed what had happened. A couple of the primary blisters from the first generation, well, they haven't re-emerged. There's just new ones on top of the calluses of the old ones, or beneath the calluses of the old ones. And then as soon as my feet dried, they went away. And either way, I didn't really feel them. I'm not used to that. Have I just been playing mind games with myself this whole time? On thinking that blisters always hurt really, really, really badly. I've had skin rub together and just be red on my feet while running that hurt me far more incisively than the actual, gooey, pillowy, white, swampy skin of the blister, of the blisters that I've been getting. So I've had like 10 blisters and I've only felt them a couple of times. Remarkable. And I sound like I'm complaining because it's easy to end speech on down notes when you're exhaling really hard for your life so that you can get that next inhale on. Whew. I did not get run over just now. That's a good. Here on the podcast, we like to keep it three-dimensional. I will not be anyone's pancake today, unless my misadventures take me to the far corners of what's possible. I'm not betting for it, but I'm also not leaving it completely out. One never knows. Ask Bilbo Baggins. Little furry-footed fella. Cutting up spiders and stuff. God damn. That guy was a savage. I was going to talk about bedlamite again because I realized that, as always, we miss details even when we do deep dives with each other in conversation about things we are interested in, like music or art or sports or whatever. For me, I like music. And briefly, a fair few episodes ago, I want to say 5, 6, 7 episodes ago, I made reference to the band Pussifer's song Bedlamite. And I like that song. I really do. I still recommend you listen to it. I recommend harder than ever. I've listened to it a few more times now. The music video is fantastic. It's crisper and the sound is better, in my opinion, than the non-music video stuff you can find out there. And there was something to that song that struck me today. I was going over it. I was like, oh, that's right. I was singing it. I was trying to practice remembering the lyrics since they're so repetitive, but not exactly. And some of the lyrics you could probably just swap out in different verses or change the placement within a verse, and you still get to the same place, but it doesn't work out that way often enough where I decided, I'm just going to try to sing it once or twice. And if I come against that sense of like, oh, I didn't feel right, I don't think he said that just then. Then, I would have that sense. Then maybe I'll listen to it again later and see. And that reminded me that although I advertised for the music, for that music video on the Runcast all those many thousands of eons ago, back when I was a little pup, barely on my first summer's coat. Whew. Jumping among the dandelions like a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed babe in the woods. I did not know. These lyrics, I did not say these lyrics the last time I brought it up. So I can give you the sound bites, but I can't give you the proper progression. And I think there is something to the progression of the words in that song. Let's see if I can get a couple of them right. I'll start where I think he starts. The first line is, "Old man Wivel." I think it's Wivel, Wivel. Could be something else. Old man Wivel, lush diviner, mad soothsayer, drunken oracle croons. And then what's next? I don't even know if I got all that right. Something. A bedlamite preacher drinks straight from the bottle, like God for a flower. Liquid Jesus, Spirit of Sancti. Something like that. And then, of course, this and the second verse, I know how they end, with the words, write your own fable, believe it'll all work out. Believe it'll all work out. And the guitar's all lonesome and cool. Dun-na-na-na-na. Dun-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. I think I want to get the order right. I got most of it. I wonder if they saw me. They stopped awfully fast with their unpolished brakes in the testicles of my eardrums. That certainly hurt. They also had their eyes very wide. Next time, perhaps I'll look both ways before I cross the road. I'm trying to talk about good lyrics and esoterica universa. Meanwhile, not using the eyeballs that are in my cranium space to do the very simple job they've been doing since I was a bitty boy. Well, not next time. I'm gonna stay frosty. Whew. The middle bit? Okay. Raise a glass. No. The middle bit starts like this. Raise, he says, raise a glass. Raise a glass to our... And then he says a word that I don't know what the meaning is. I need to look it up. He might have made it up. Let's see. Our heterogeneity? Is he talking about genetic diversity? Or scrappiness? I don't know. Our heterogeneity. Our remarkable resilience to calamity. Something like that. And then I think they repeat that. Yeah. If I remember correctly, they just repeat it. And then they get into the second verse. Or they get into the first verse repeated. Call it whatever you want. It's not perfectly repeated, though. Old man Wivel, Duke of Babel, drunken oracle, lush diviner croons. He danced on the table. Whew. And I never remember where that goes. I never remember where that line goes. Danced on the table. Drank liquid Jesus. Straight from the bottle. Spirit of Sancti. Like God for a flower. I don't know. Damn it, I've got it all out of order. Much harder to do when running. I guess. I'll use that as my excuse for now. Tomorrow, who knows? But today, that's my excuse. Whew. Anyway. Ooh, ow. Anyway, you've heard the rest of the lyrics. The ones I did say in previous episodes that are repeated like twice throughout the song. Once in the middle, once at the end are, it's gonna be alright. Everything'll be alright. It'll be alright. Everything'll be alright. That's good stuff. Oh boy. Did I say yesterday when I was talking about the songs we were probably going to be riffing on later? I don't know if I'm capable of doing an honorable deep dive on music in this condition. Maybe with time and practice. But I can certainly riff. I've been considering even putting, like having that codified, like having that word riff or riffcast or something like that applied to episodes where the primary content or a significant source of the content is just that, taking these songs. But I don't remember if you let me know. I don't remember if yesterday on the run I brought up that one of their other songs was definitely going to be not only heavily advised on the podcast, but also riffed on at some point. I don't know if I've got the juice to do it right now, but I can give you the name of the song. This one's called Personal Prometheus. And if we're being completely honest with ourselves, a fair amount of the reason why I like that song and Pussifer is because the backup singer, Karina Round, is a beautiful, beautiful babe. And her voice is very unconventional. Maybe it's not unconventional, but how she uses it certainly is. She just does a lot of, backing up. But more like complimenting. It's more like they're just doing a dance. Actually, the way that Maynard talked about him and Karina, and I think Matt Mitchell is the other guy's name, who are kind of the primary headers of that band. He said Matt Mitchell will he'll set up a bunch of things and present us with this rich data, and he'll have us try to solve the puzzle, try to act our way or sing our way out of it and make it work. And when it all comes together, you've got the right amount at the right time of everybody. It's just like cooking, just like making a recipe. You need your primary components, you need your spices, you need your timing. I like that. I thought that was right. Anyway, to go back to Personal Prometheus, there are these songs where Karina Round just really takes off. And you're like, what the hell? She kind of does it in Bedlamite, actually. But in the song Personal Prometheus, there's just such a cathartic, you'll know exactly what I mean the first time you hear it. This cascading waterfall of backup vocals. She's repeating or simultaneously singing words that Maynard is saying. And he's holding the line. He's holding up front with his lyrics and staying strong. But she's just going to weird, fun places in these songs. And in this particular song, she starts up high and waterfalls down in this very delightfully terraced way that I have not the training to tell you exactly what she's doing. I can tell you it's hard. I mean, personally, for me, it's easier to cascade or waterfall my voice when I'm raising in pitch. I think it's called pitch. Or when I'm going from a low voice to a high voice. I feel like to go from a high voice to a low voice, you got to do some opening and some relaxing. But not completely, because sound still has to come out. So I have mad respect for Karina's waterfall skills. Mad. And of course there's the idea that because they're singing slowly during these periods of waterfalling and complimenting, in the moments that I'm thinking of, there is this idea that, come on. God. The wire loves to be slack right next to the phone and really tight around my arm. Stop Cthulhu vicing me. Stop it. Damn tech. Damn wingcam. Damn podcast. No, seriously though. I love being here. I was saying something. Oh yeah, if you point out the timing of things. These choruses in Personal Prometheus feature lots of long drawn out words that are basically highlighter penned to your attention, especially when you see the dissonance. Not dissonance, it's harmonious. Everybody holds a very good place in the sound of these choruses. Whew. I'm not making a whole lot of sense, am I? I wish I had better language for this experience. There's just some key words in the main choruses. You talk about Prometheus. You talk about Personal Prometheus. Oh, okay, so they're talking about being the person that gives fire to myself. Okay. Perhaps who also suffers the consequences. I don't know. Let's go this way. Whew. Whoa. Whew. And then, goodness willing, if the timing is right, we'll take a left in 3, 2, 1, go. You gotta work with the rhythms, man. Shall I tell you the words of the chorus? Become your own Prometheus. Damn. Use the flame to burn the tether from the overseer. I like that. If it's all personal and introspective, when I think of who the overseer is... Oh, sorry, there was one more line. Take the flame to burn tarnation. I think that's what they said. Anyway, who's the overseer? I think the overseer is your own hypercritical, self-deflating, self-accusing, self-diminishing, tyrannical, inward-facing lens. I think that's what the overseer is in that song. I don't really know. There's no knowing. I didn't write the song, but I like it. I really like it. Become your own Prometheus. Use the flame to burn the tether from the overseer. Kind of like saying free yourself from your own self-hatred or your own limiting, self-castrating self or those aspects to you. Not that they're not going to still be there. As long as you're alive, everything that's in you is going to be alive, right? I don't believe in a whole lot of room inside a person for the complete and total death of any one part of that person while the person as a whole is still alive. If that makes any sense. Okay, you can lose a finger and it's amputated, fine. If we're going to use a physical example. I don't know, though. For example, we talked about anger one time on the podcast. I know that I have tremendous anger. A lot of us do. I would venture to say most of us in the West do, among other things. The amount of times I've raged out in my dreams recently, which is not like my typical experience historically. But I'm seeing stuff that's there. I don't know if I want to go to the place where, oh yeah, you can kill the anger. Ooh. You can totally resolve it in such a way that it's completely one and done. Never going to be a problem again. Totally nullified, totally integrated. Basically a non-issue. I don't buy it. I don't not buy it either. But I'm leaning toward I'm not buying it. If you take my meaning. I feel like best you can do is actually, I feel like if you develop the proper relationship, you can do one better on that paradigm that I just laid out. Let's say you're an angry person. You own it, you work with it, you practice with it, you do your best with it, you make mistakes, you forgive. Yeah. Or at least see, yeah, I'm not worried about forgiveness. How about seeing, knowing the cause, trying to get a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of self-love in there, commitment to do better, and then as time goes on, boom. Now, down the line, depending on the integrity of your journey, and probably a fair shake of luck, probably more than a fair shake of luck, I'm leaving a lot, I'm putting a lot of weight into a very simplistic statement. I'm not a doctor. I may as well not know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm pointing at something, so bear with me. You might be able to get a little further than I can with this. In fact, if I'm talking to humanity at large, I doubt it, but if I am, I'm counting on it. Counting on somebody taking this thing further. I know it's unlikely it hasn't already happened 1,000 times. In 1,000 people, in 1,000 places doing 1,000 things. Maybe I should call this Digress Cast. I'm so concerned about backpedaling and qualifying my statements as if that matters. Maybe I'll just speak sometimes like this whole thing is supposed to do. I like speaking. Whew. I like freeing myself from my own internal overseer enough where I can be creative and fun. My natural self, to an extent anyway. Anyway, it's a good song. I brought it up entirely for masturbatory purposes. I just want more people to listen to that song. Just like I want to listen to it again right now. I heard it yesterday. I heard it the day before. I love that song. It's soothing. You know what it is too? I'm just going to allow myself to completely drop and not even reach for what I was talking about before. Because this point I've got in the front of my forebrain here. I can actually pull it out with some tweezers and show it to you.